Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of the series, A Glimpse into My Big Family Life. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons of growing up in a big family. I know that everyone's family experience is different. I would love to hear if you grew up in a big family or small family and what you liked the most about it. If you've been liking these videos, I would love if you would hit the thumbs up and subscribe below. But without further ado, let's go. What did you love about growing up in a big family?
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
No, it's wretched.
Don't ever have kids, people. At least not more than one. So it's like being able to go to them, like, oh, do my hair, do my makeup, or like even for advice, like, hey, like, definitely even recently, like being able to share and be open with them. It's such a blessing to be able to have sisters.
No matter what, you'll always have at least one of them to turn to when you need to talk about something, and if you're not feeling comfortable talking it with one sister, then I can talk it with another.
Aww. Oh, we love our combos with Bubs.
I think my favorite thing was probably just like the adventures that we had together.
Yeah.
And I know that like sometimes I would boss you guys around and make you do them, but we always had fun. So we like put on a circus for our parents, or
Yeah.
I don't know, we would put on plays. We made paper mache puppets and did like a whole puppet show.
Yes.
I feel like it did take forever.
Honestly, okay. Especially with like a lot of girls, the clothes and the shoes and the accessories. Like for example, I just came and visited on this trip and I was like, hey, come on this. I used to actually go to my sister's. I used to ask her in my sleep, or ask her if I could borrow something
While she was asleep.
I'm like, hey sis, can I borrow this? And then later the day, she would come up to me, be like, that's mine. I'm like, you said I could. I will forever love all of our dance parties that we throw, and it doesn't even have to be just us sisters, but like I love when we all just got together and we would all dance, and it was just fun. Like we're fun.
You know, that was so funny, is we threw Josiah a birthday party last night, and I really just thought to myself, we're having a party and we're just our own family, because there's so many people, like we don't even need to invite people to have a party.
I also would say it's never boring.
Yes.
A lot of it's just a lot of fun. So for example, if I'm like, let's go to the water, and someone Chris's in a bad mood and be like, nah, I don't want to go, and I'm like, hey Jocelyn, let's go. You got people to pick from. Or if I need somebody to call, you're like, oh, Jocelyn the answer. What's new? Okay, let's try Chris. She's always reliable.
And I think I loved how like everyone brings something different. So like how you're talking about, like I'm not gonna make up either. My makeup is done by my sisters too.
Yeah.
So like there's other people that are good at so I don't have to be good at everything because I can go to my other sibling and they're good at that. So let's just say there's lots of resources in a big family. What would you say is a challenge of growing up in a big family? Or what was hardest for you maybe?
I definitely know the hardest thing about being in a family is the comparison.
I think that just the comparison. Definitely comparison.
I do remember, some comments where people would be like, oh, she's the bad one, or what a rebel, or like, that's not very Peisner-like, or this one's prettier, or this one. Yeah, I would say that's probably the hardest. And also, I'm the middle child, so you know what they say about middle children.
Or even in sports, like we all play on the same soccer, and so like coaches were kind of different, but it's like the Peisners. Like everyone knew like the Peisner name for the most part, and it's like, oh, like Peisners are athletic, Peisners are musical, Peisners are like artistic, like. And sometimes, like, I mean, me not so much. Like, I'm not so much musical as they are. So it's like, well, that's not me.
All my sisters are absolutely gorgeous and amazing. They all have their own talents that they're great at, and it's just so good. Like, it's good to see them and appreciate them for what they are, but you can also feel like a sort of pressure put on by other people who may not need to.
Yeah.
Where they have a certain expectation, and you're like, I don't know if I I could reach this expectation. Like I remember multiple times like just crying because someone was like, why can't you be as nice as so-and-so or as sweet as, or your sister is prettier or whatever. So I feel like there was a lot of growth that had to happen, and she just had to kind of heal those places in my heart because there was a lot of hurt from just the comments of other people.
Especially as girls, one of the hardest things is that a lot of people would compare our looks. And a lot of people had different views of beauty also.
Yeah.
So if one was taller or shorter, one was more beautiful. If one was skinnier or more curvy, like, you know, like all these different things. And it can be hard when you are hearing all these different voices saying like, oh, this is beautiful, this is beautiful. And so just being able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you're beautiful.
Yeah. I feel like also it's hard, like when they're comparing it to your sisters, it's like, well, why wasn't I born like that? Like, why did I get those genes?
Yeah. I would encourage you guys to never ever compare your kids, yourself with siblings or any other family. Oh, like this one's super athletic and this one is not, and because of that they're less. No, there's uniqueness in each person, and so because one of us was more athletic than the other or more musical than the other, it wasn't that it was bad, it was just different. And a lot of times in one area where one person excels, the other person excels in a different area. So my 2 cents would be to look and find the gifts and the talents and the uniqueness of each individual and not compare them to each other.
Yeah, and celebrate those differences.
And celebrate it. I love it. Yay! I know everyone is dying to hear, what is it like living in a household full of girls?
Many sisters and their long hair. A lot of times I had to unclog the sink in the bathrooms. That was a very messy and very unfun job. Unfun. Yeah, I have a good looking future when it comes to the ladies.
Oh my gosh.
They let me in on all their little secrets about ladies, so when it comes time for me to date or get married, I know it all. I know it all.
You are gonna be an expert.
An expert on women. On women.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. Bye. Bye.